Good morning and a warm welcome from the BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, southwest London. My name is Christian Williams, the presenter here at BOTB. And we're here this morning to judge the latest midweek car competition, which ran from the 11th to the 17th of March 2021. And just before I hand over to the lawyer, once again, a massive congratulations to last week's winner of the midweek car competition, Sohail Sadaza, who won that incredible little Nissan Leaf, plus £30,000. I'd now like to pass over to the lawyer from Onside Law, who will oversee the proceedings this morning.
My name is Hannah Kent from Onside Law and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditing company Azets. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the ball should be. The group will then come to a final panel decision.
Good morning, my name's Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer and looking forward to playing again on April the 3rd.
Good morning, my name's Hugh Gilroy. I'm a referee, mentor, tutor and observer.
Hi, I'm Jenna Scalacci, former professional footballer. I'm now a head coach on a Tottenham College girls programme.
Good morning, my name's Peter Giorgio and I am a futsal and football referee.
Good morning, my name is Alain Goma. I'm an ex-professional footballer, having played for Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle and Fulham.
Hi, my name is Kieran Fitzgibbon. I've played football for more than 30 years and am now a senior county referee.
Good morning, my name's Andy Braithwaite and I'm a football referee, mentor and licensed observer.
Good morning, my name's Roger Wheeler. I'm a referee and I have been refereeing and lining for more than 30 years.
Good morning, my name is Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having been with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient.
My name is Chloe Morgan and I'm a goalkeeper for Crystal Palace Women.
Morning, judges. Please now come to a final panel decision. For your reference, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 10 individual selections.
Thank you very much, Hannah. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
We've got quite a large spread. So before I draw some lines in, I'm going to hear from the three outliers, I had to call them, which is myself, Alain and Andy. I've taken this picture. There's obviously two players in shot. The player in maroon on our left, as we're looking at the photograph, is looking across. And there may be some debate, I may be wrong about whether he's looking at the ball or the player, but he's obviously looking across here. And I've taken most of my information from this player in black and yellow by looking at his eye and seeing there's quite a lot of white under his eye. So I'm actually have gone furthest to the right. And if I highlight mine, that's where I put the center of the ball, as it's sort of, I think he just maybe just have played it. But Alain, you're just below me here. How did you see this picture?
Yeah, so we got two players in the shots. I think the play on the right hand side, I think is about to head the ball, and the impact is imminent. Looking at you can see his neck muscles are tense. You can see his jaw also is all tense. So for me, he's ready to head the ball. And looking at the play on the left, I think it's looking quite shallow. So hence, and for me, this confirmed that the ball is quite low, and the player in black is about to hit it really.
Yeah. Thanks, Alain. And now, Andy, I'm going to go straight to you. You're at the top. Where are you? Up the top here, highlighted yours with the magnifier. You've obviously gone higher than most people. How have you seen this?
Thanks, Matt. Well, I feel that the guy in black is obviously preparing to head the ball. The ball's coming in at a slight angle. I took quite a bit from the guy to the left in the claret maroon. Although, as Alain just said there, his eyes look fairly relaxed. His head is tilted. So it gave me the feeling that his gaze was already looking up and quite sort of, just at that particular angle. But I feel that the guy, as I say, on the right-hand side is about to power through the header. He's still on his way up by the way his arms are outstretched. But I just felt that the ball was somewhere around about there. The centre of the ball was around about there.
Yeah, thank you. Now, before I come to everybody, and probably everyone's gathered what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to remove Andy, who's at the top and out on his own, myself and Alain, because basically we're out of what would describe this middle cluster. Now, this middle cluster is still fairly spread, and if I run over the calculated average, we'll see Chloe's popping out to the left. But I will, at this point, draw some lines across from this player. I'll take him from the middle of his forehead, because I think both eyes are looking in that general direction, and just so it becomes a fairly narrow band from this player in maroon. And then I'll take some further lines up from this player in black here, which again is a fairly narrow band, with Chloe's here just popping out the side, really. So Chloe, I'm going to come straight to you and ask how you saw this photo, and basically please expand on what you think is happening as well, because obviously there may be some differing opinions on what we believe is happening in the shot.
Yep, of course. So I took the eye line from the player in black. Again, with everybody else, I think I was of the impression that he was about to head the ball. His arms are out in front of him, tense for the header, and he looks slightly elevated. I took his eye line, I think, as just slightly flatter than the majority of the clusters. And I took obviously the player maroon. Doesn't look like he's about to challenge the ball in any way. Looks like it's gone past him and he's potentially about to react off the back of what's happening. And I didn't take anything from the man in the middle at all. But yeah, I think the difference with mine, I think, is just that it's a slightly flatter perception of the player in black's eye line.
Yeah, thank you, Chloe. And I should have mentioned before that this spectator is probably a coach. He sat in the dugout looking across, and it obviously looks like the players are quite close to one touch line by looking at the focus of the people. But thanks, Chloe. Okay, so I'll now go to you, Leo, up here, just magnifying you. You're just at the top of this cluster. How have you seen this?
Yeah, well, I think the player in black is going to head the ball.
Yeah.
I think his body shape tells you that. His arms are out in front of him. He's unopposed, so it's just a nice header for him. I think the player in maroon, I took quite a lot from him on the height of the ball. So, yeah, but as I said, it's a simple header for the player in black.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay. Kieran, I'll come to you next. I mean, the rest of you are all sort of fairly clustered and targeted in the middle, highlighting yours there, just to the left of this calculated average. How have you seen this?
Yes, thanks, Matt. I actually didn't take as much from the player in maroon. I thought he was looking possibly towards the player. It's difficult to tell because, as you say, we've got the coach on the bench. We don't know how close the players are, but clearly the player in black is going to win the ball. He's going to head the ball. I took most of it from his eye line, but I thought the player in maroon was sort of looking in the general direction. Other than that, I think I would agree with what the other people have said. I think we've got quite a narrow little band there where many of us have got our crosses, and I think it looks like he's just going up. He's just still, I think, slightly got a little bit higher to jump to actually meet the ball, and that's why I placed my cross a little bit further away.
Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, thank you very much. Peter, again, highlight yours. You're just really ever so slightly to the right, just below a couple of other choices. How have you seen this?
I've seen it like the rest of the judges, the ball coming in, the body shape of the player in black and yellow, going to go through the ball. And yes, I also agree that the player in maroon he could be looking at the ball or he could be looking at the player, but he's generally looking in that direction. But I just thought it was just a little bit tad closer to the player in black and yellow.
Great, thank you very much. Hugh, I'll come to you next. You're just above Jenna's here and above Peter's. Have you seen it any differently, or are you in agreement?
No, I agree with what's been said. I think it's tricky to tell where the player in maroon's looking. I I drew some lines, but I took the majority from this player on the right, who I think is just going to come up and meet the ball and, head it in front of him easily unopposed. So, yeah, similar to what everyone said.
Yeah, thank you. And Roger, this highlighted one, you're just ever so slightly now the lowest. How have you seen the photo?
Yeah, very, very similar. As you said, Matt, perspective, we're not sure of, but I read it as the ball had been, if you like, pinged up the touchline by a maroon defender. It's gone sort of past the maroon attacker, so he's not really involved. He's just looking at the ball as it's gone past him, and the dark yellow defender is just going to power it sort of back roughly where it came from, and he's very close to doing that. He's up. He's got a little bit more to go, but he's going to get the ball unchallenged.
Yeah, thank you. And lastly, but not least, Jenna, you're here in yellow. You're in this sort of little cluster of three with Hugh and Peter. How did you see this agreement with the headers about to take place?
Yeah, I feel the player in yellow and black, he's off the floor. I think the tensed muscles in his neck and his facials, for me, say that he's going to go right through the ball. He's just in the air ready to meet it, and a clearance header, I think. I think the guy in maroon, he's actually looking at the ball. But I took most of mine from the player in black and yellow.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, if I put the magnifier over the calculated average, we see we've got Chloe's just popping out on the left. So if I remove Chloe's, all it means is that Leo's is now starting to pop out the top. And I think because of the choices before with Andy, myself and Alain, I'm of a mind to suggest that we actually leave Chloe's in as a sort of helps to balance it. But saying this, we do have the capacity to move this calculated average, which I don't think we've done before, to sit. So if I put the magnifier a little bit over towards Chloe's, we could center it in the middle of this guy's eye line in the black, the middle of the two quadrants. So it's really how everybody feels about that, whether if I take the draw lines off, take the average out, and then sit the average to more center it there, how everybody feels about that. I'll go through you on the computer thing. So Hugh, do you think this is a good thing to do, or should we remove Chloe?
Firstly, I agree with the three you've taken out. Obviously, they're outliers considerably. I actually think this is a good route. I think Chloe's is feasible, and we are in a slightly larger cluster, and I see what you mean. If you take hers out, it then, because it shifts down, it brings Leo's out. Yeah. You may then reach a point where someone's at the bottom, you take them out, it moves. So I think centering it with everyone, you've kind of got Chloe and Leo at the top, Peter and I can't quite see who's at the bottom, but they are balanced nicely.
Yes, it's Roger and Peter on the
Roger, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm in favour of it.
Okay, thank you. Jenna?
Yeah, I agree. I think if you take Chloe out, then you'd probably have to take Leo out. So I'm happy with both Leo and Chloe in.
Yeah, thank you very much. Peter?
Yeah, I'd keep them in, but I would go with the average that's on there rather than the new make one.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Alain?
Yeah, no, I would be happy, as you said, to move the average and to have everyone, under the circle, basically.
Yeah, great, thank you. Leo?
Yeah, I'd keep everyone in and leave the average as it normally is.
Okay, thank you. Kieran?
Well, I'd be happy to move the average because it puts it almost exactly on my cross. So okay. I think it's a good spot anyway because we've got all those people who are very close together.
Thank you. Andy?
I would leave Chloe's in because it was closer to my opinion, but I would also have it at the altered average.
Okay, thank you. Roger?
But I think if you move the average, it actually makes it look centred, and I would support that, Matt.
Yeah, thank you. And lastly, Chloe.
Yeah, I'm happy for all the crosses to remain. Obviously, one of them's mine, but yeah, I'd be happy to have the altered average. I think that's quite a nice balanced.
Okay, so there's two that would want to keep the average, and the last one wanting to keep the new calculator. So it's really how I get this magnifier over the top, because obviously it will make a difference to how this is done. So that, I think, is just about where I would look to put the calculated average. So if there's any dissenters, could we just say yes or no, really? But if everyone's happy with it, just all say yes. If there's more than 5 of us who don't think that's the right position, let me know. So everyone happy?
I'm happy.
Yes, happy.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so Hannah, after a good discussion and the removal of all 3 choices, myself, Anna, and Andy, we decided to move forward with an average within our group of choices, but not an average calculated by the computer to take more into account of Chloe's and to balance it from top and bottom as we've seen. I know there's 3 on the right, but we have to take into account as well the choices of the players or the judges that removed it. So that's our decision.
Okay, thank you. If you're all happy, then please click submit. Thank you, judges. So the coordinates selected are 3070 and 1288. These coordinates will now be passed to the auditing company AZETS to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you all very much.